Emily, David?
You guys played the whole fourth quarter without AT. Just how did you guys feel in that rotation and, trying to kind of make things work without her?
I mean, we've been on the court without AT before, but it's just, next person up, we said execute our offense and, take care of defense the way we want to. You let some things slip down there in the fourth quarter and we just got to be better.
Yeah, just what was the difference in the fourth quarter? Was it in your mind or?
I mean, it was some key turnovers that we had early and late, and I think it just gave them momentum. They got the crowd into it, and I think but we still had chances. We were still in the game. We still could have executed some offensive better. I think it's turnovers.
Going off in terms of like especially in the first half, Liberty were executing a lot of switches, but there weren't a lot like daily friend with you guys in terms of those inside outs that you like to do to create those shots. Did it feel like there was a sort of a difference between what you were getting from Liberty today versus what might have seen against Phoenix in the last game, just in terms of that?
I mean, they played different rotations than Phoenix, and it just they play a little different, a little faster, a little. Well, not really. They play fast too, but I think they just executed their things down the stretch a little bit better than we did today.
Mentally, this is your first straight loss to the mentally, this is your third straight loss to the but you guys were in that game. It was clear that you guys could win the game. So after losing this time, is it more of we beat ourselves more than they beat us? If we know we can beat the next go round, or I mean, what's your mindset, or is it you just ready to start for everything?
No, I mean, I think, like I said, there were some things we could have did better at the end. Definitely didn't help ourselves. But I think, every time we sit up to the court against them, we're ready to go, ready to fight. So I think it's just, we just got to be better.
Any other questions?
As players, with the break right around the corner, on a scale of 1 to 10, how much is it for you guys? How good is it for you guys to get that break? I know you won't technically not be doing anything, but just your body not taking the bruises and the heads.
Whatever the scale, the top, whatever it is, there's, I can answer that one first.
Any other questions?
I have head coach Stephanie White going to do a quick statement and then take questions.
Well, I'm obviously disappointed. I felt like our energy wasn't there to start, and then we clawed our way back into it. We had our moments, but you can't make a lot of mistakes against this team. They make you pay for it. And when we did make mistakes, they did make us pay. And it's always going to be tough for us. Being outscored 33-6 on the 3-point line, it makes it really, really tough. Puts a lot of pressure on our offense to be perfect. And that's what good teams do to you. And New York was the better team.
The decision to pull AT for the fourth, was that just a rest thing, and just what kind of gave you the confidence to let them go out and finish it?
Yeah, it was more like just thinking big picture, thinking the long game. She's got a pretty big event coming up. It was a pretty physical ball game, and just trying to do right, certainly by her, but also, we've got to build depth, on our team for what we want to do the second half of the season. I thought we gave ourselves chances. We couldn't quite get over the hump.
Coach, beginning of the fourth quarter, they pushed the tempo. It went 5-0. And it seemed like after that, you guys was lethargic in your options. Them pushing the tempo threw you guys off, because after that, it kind of was slow getting to your offensive set.
I felt like they got some runouts off of turnovers, some runouts off of long shots. We weren't back in transition defense. I felt like their pace was pretty consistent throughout the course of the game. I felt like that stretch where we got like three or four stops in a row and then turned it over 3 times. That was the backbreaker, right? Like we had opportunity to continue to close the gap, opportunity because we had numbers in transition. And I think we turned it over 3 straight possessions. And I felt like that was the one that kind of killed us.
To piggyback off that question, Coach, this is your 3rd straight loss.
Mm-hmm.
With a game like this, where it looked like you guys couldn't win the game. Is it more of going into the break, is it more of we beat ourselves more than they beat you, or is it more what's your mental state after losing the storyline?
Yeah, I mean, all three. We've been in position to win. We've had the lead for multiple portions of the game and been in position to win and haven't been able to finish it out. I don't know that I feel like we beat ourselves. They're a really good team. They've got quality depth at every position. They've got players that can take over a ball game in moments and knock down big shots. Did we hurt ourselves? Absolutely. Did we beat ourselves? I don't think that's the case. You just can't make a lot of mistakes against this team because they make you pay, and we made too many mistakes.
Was the intention entering this game to maybe get AT a little bit more rest, or was that like a feel thing? And was there a conversation that happened during the game between the two?
No, it's been a feel it's been an intention for the last few games, just try to get her a little bit more rest as much as we can. Certainly we want to compete, we want to win, but at the same time, and AT is a competitor. She wants to play. So if you ask AT, she's going to want to be out there all the time. And sometimes, we as coaching staff just have to make decisions that are in the best benefit of our players. I'm sure she wanted to be out there. I'm sure she did. But again, it's the last game heading into the Olympic break, and I felt like a good opportunity for everybody else to come in and get some minutes and see what we can do to build our depth too.
So what made Sabrina so effective and hard to guard tonight?
Tonight, she's always been a really good player, but y'all, she's gotten better. She's a different player this year. And number one, she's in fantastic shape. She's in fantastic shape. She can play a lot of minutes. She plays at a high pace and speed. Her change of speed is as good as anybody in the game, not just in our league, in the game. Her ability to use screens at the right angles to put you under duress. Her release is so quick, and she's become a better finisher going to the rim. You can tell that she's put in the work. She's not even the Sabrina of last season, and that's just a credit to her and the work that she's continued to put in to make herself, a player that you have to guard at all three levels, and not even taking into consideration the fact that she's a terrific facilitator as well. So, she's played a lot of roles and wore a lot of hats in this organization. And every single year she's gotten better and putting a little bit more on her shoulders.
Yeah, I think 2 or 3 times you mentioned kind of the mistakes being the difference. Mm-hmm. You guys only had 10 turnovers on offense, for instance. Like, what are you specifically watching from that? We had, I think that the 3 in a row, certainly when we were trying to make our run, sometimes missed executions, missed coverages, missed switches, miscommunications on defense where you saw, them running free where we either didn't switch or got confused in a switch, a little bit of off ball, stagnation, being stagnant, a little bit off ball. Defensively, so when they would run their little dribble at back door, we'd be late on the DHO. So it's minimal things oftentimes, but minimal things are big things when you're playing great teams and when you're playing championship caliber teams, and it's stuff that you have to have clean, and you have to have it clean for 40 minutes because 35 doesn't work, 38 doesn't work.
The start felt pretty similar to the one from a couple days ago. Did you feel like that was them giving you something you weren't expecting, or just more of an energy thing coming in?
I feel like our starts every game are slow. And again, I'm not sure what that is. And there are some teams where we can claw our way back and we're fine. But again, you can't do that against the good teams that you're competing to win a championship with. So that's got to be something that we continue to tinker with. We do sometimes with our shooting, with our shoot arounds. We do sometimes with our practices. We try different things. So we'll have to continue to evaluate that.
Last question.
In terms of saying, that being a repeating issue, and we had similar issues in terms of the actions, the off-ball actions against the previous games. When you have such a veteran team as this one, you have few faces but such a veteran team, how does it affect how you approach dealing with that issue?
Yeah, I think first of all, we continue to show it. Just like everybody, you continue to show it. We continue to talk about it. We continue to demand it. I think it's a great opportunity for us now because some of that slippage and when you don't have opportunity to practice, you start to see slippage happen. Some of it's fatigue. I mean, DeWanna Bonner's 15 years in the league and has been playing 30 plus minutes. Breezy, while she's been outstanding, is still, working her way back. Ty Harris has never been in this position in her career to have to play as efficiently as we need her to play for 30 plus minutes a ball game. And they too. So, I mean, we have some pieces that are in different positions. 6 new players certainly, but I think more than anything, just the break's going to do us some good. Rest, recover, get some practice time, which will be good. And then as a staff, we got to continue to find creative ways to address slippage because we know it doesn't get any better when we get back on the road. I mean, we're not going to be able to practice. We're playing a lot of games, nearly 4 games a week. So just like everybody else. So we've got to be able to address slippage in whatever ways that we can come up with that help our team be successful.
Thank you.
Thank you.